If you're watching this video, I'm sure by now you're very familiar with all of the Crossfire defenses in Madden 18, whether it be 3-4 odd, 3-4 under, 4-3 under, dollar, 3-3-5 odd. There's plenty of Crossfire defenses, and they're the most popular because they're the easiest to get pressure and bypass a block running back. Now, the dollar Crossfire, probably the best in the game, or the 3-3-5 odd. It really depends. But here, what I'm going to show you is maybe you love to run the 3-4 defense, but you also love dollar. Well, you're not really going to be able to have both in the same playbook. But you can if you run the big dime 1-4-6, which just so happens to be my favorite, most versatile Crossfire in the game. The things that we can accomplish out of the big dime 1-4-6 are far greater than the things that we can accomplish in any other Crossfire. We might be able to accomplish these things in those other ones like dollar and 3-4 odd occasionally, but in the big dime 1-4-6 we can accomplish them regularly, and that is the 4-man rush. Now, I still talk to people who say that they have a hard time setting up a Crossfire for whatever reason. It just might be a little bit too difficult. There still are beginner players out there. And as you can see right here, a 4-man rush, and we're still able to get in. Now, the best part about this defense is if you want to set it up in its most basic form, it's 3 steps. As you can see, we send 4 guys, and we're in at the quarterback. So to set this up, we're going to base a line, then we're going to zone the left screen middle linebacker and QB contain. And it's that simple. See the linebacker on the left right here? He's in a hook curl. That's the guy that you're going to want to zone. So base a line, zone the hook curl, zone him to whatever zone it is that you want, but a hook curl makes the most sense. And then QB contain, you've got a 4-man rush. And as you can see, we're able to get in right away. And this is directly after the last patch. And I just wanted to make sure that the 4-man rush was still very consistent, and it is. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of different things that we can do out of this. Obviously you want to play underneath and over the top coverage. As I mentioned before, there's people that still struggle with Crossfire setting it up. I can understand that, but since this is only 3 steps, playing underneath and then over the top coverage, which is going to give you the cloud flats, is certainly something that I would get used to if I was you. That's something that you're absolutely going to want to use. And again, you see that sending only 4, we're able to get in at the quarterback. Now here, the running back is on the right. We're in the second quarter, and we feel like for whatever reason that they might block the running back, or they might just be doing something to block a 4-man Crossfire. So we can just blitz one of the slot defensive backs. In this case, I'm going to block him on the right because that's the side of the running back, and I would like to be able to occupy him and have the linebacker come in free. So now we're just sending 5, just like any other Crossfire, and we've still got that coverage. So my responsibility here, because there's no tight end on the right, is I just need to check and see if the running back's going to go out on a route. But he's got 1 timeout and there's 26 seconds left. So truthfully, the running back is not really a concern. It's the wide receiver. So I really just have to focus on the wide receiver on the right side, which is exactly what I do. And then he ends up putting the running back on a small little route, and then we get the sack by the defender that we blitzed. Now here you're going to see a case. Let me just go forward just a little bit. Sorry about that. There we go. So now we're running the same blitz, but this time we're sending the pressure from the left. Now, I do have 2 yellow zones in the same area, which is not ideal at all. But I know that I'm user controlling the middle linebacker, so having 2 yellows in the same area might not look good, but you don't need to make the extra adjustment. You just go and user whatever it is that you want. And for me, I need to check Rodgers in the slot. I need to make sure that he doesn't get anywhere. And as you see, I go over there and I lurk him, and now we've got the outside pressure and the looping linebacker. It's just the most versatile Crossfire in the game. It does a really nice job at stopping the run. It's really, really great in coverage. And the best part is, as you can see, it's very similar to Dollar, except the difference is our linebackers are standing up, or let's just say defensive ends. In Dollar, they're defensive ends. In Dime 146, they're linebackers, and they're standing up. And when we contain, they're going to get that outside pressure. They're going to make sure that the quarterback has literally nowhere to go. They're going to shed, and they're going to do a lot of great things. Now, here what you're looking at is, instead, I'm going to zone the right screen linebacker, and then I'm going to blitz the right slot defensive back. So instead of sending the pressure from the right through the left, now we've changed it up. Now again, this is something that you can do in other formations, but not as consistent. Nowhere near as consistent as the Big Dime 146. And it's just going to throw your opponent off just a little bit. And as you can see right there, we end up getting 3 guys at the quarterback, just to show you just how effective it was. And also, actually, I forgot that I showed this little clip right here to show you that this is post-patch, to show you that it's got the little yellow dog ears on the plays. So this is post-patch. And again, it's just base align. Then we're going to zone, let's just say we're going to zone one of the 2 linebackers, and then QB contain. Here, we're sending 4. This time, the linebacker from the left to the right. And let's see what happens. And as you can see, again, we get that looping pressure. Now, I generally am not going to really, I don't know. I didn't really grab many gameplay clips of me doing it from that side. I just wanted to make sure that it was working. So as you can see here, once I had a few setups of me knowing that it worked for sure, then I was satisfied. And I just took one where they even got a completion, because it doesn't really matter to me. I know that it came in, and that's what matters. It's very consistent. Here again, as you can see, one little mix-up. We're still only sending 4. And as you can see, the right side guy comes in and makes the play. This is what I was talking about with the linebacker standing up. As you see, that guy is in a contain. Now, he obviously made some sort of slide protect or something like that, because I remember this game and I was killing him with it. Now we're still only sending 4. We've got that linebacker standing up, and as you can see, he just comes in right around, right at the quarterback. And because I made that adjustment, which is definitely something that you want to do, I made this adjustment right here. We got the seam flat, and those seam flats, I really, really like that a lot. So that is how we run and we set up Big Dime 146 Cross 3 Fire. Now, you're going to see some other examples where now it's just going to be coverage. I didn't QB contain on that one, and then he didn't come in, and we just got the coverage. So here we're sending it from left to right. We don't get in because it's not perfect, right? But take a look at the pressure from the outside once again, from those linebackers standing up. See how they just, you see that? They just push, push, push. That's not like in Dollar. In Dollar, they're in a 3-point stance, and they're just not going to do that. And just take a look at the coverage. Everything is completely blanketed, and that's what I love about sending 4 out of this formation. This time again, we're going to send it, and they ran play action, and play action is the one thing that you want to do against Crossfires. If you want to beat a Crossfire, play action is a good place to start, because it's going to do a really nice job. And as you saw, we have really nice coverage defense, but we've also got really nice run defense as well. Now, this doesn't mean that this is going to stop every run. That's not the case for any Crossfire defense. You're not going to be able to stop the run with absolute ease. So here we ran Crossfire the first play. Then I base aligned and went to cover 3 Sky out of the same formation, which I love. I love cover 3 Sky. And he's trying to run the ball. Then we go back to the Crossfire and just take a look at how they get that push. If you're a YouTuber or a streamer and you need thumbnails or overlays, definitely check out the website web3ks.com. He's the best in the business.